Hi everybody, here's a video to show you how to take through Design Space another new SVG, this time to make this unusual, I'm calling it an advent calendar. It doesn't have to be, but that's how I intended it originally. It's a tray into which you can pop 24 of these tiny boxes which have been sized to fit miniature alcohol bottles. I actually bought these bottles in a pack from Amazon empty, but they are the same size as the little bottles of whiskey or whatever that you can buy. I chose to do it this way because finding miniatures can be quite tricky, and then when you do find them, they're a little bit expensive, or at least they are in the UK anyway. So I think that if you're going to make this as an advent calendar for alcohol, it might be cheaper to buy a bottle of something and decant it into these little bottles yourself. There's a link to where I bought these bottles in the PDF of instructions, and they come with a little funnel, so they're dead easy to use. Yeah, so I chose those. It's there you see another picture of it there. You don't have to put alcohol in, of course. You could put anything in, and you don't have to use the bottles. These boxes will just stand up and work on their own, so you could put anything in these boxes. Doesn't have to be for miniatures. You could put anything, crafting materials, sweets, bits of jewellery, anything really. It doesn't have to be for booze. There's a few, there is the pictures. You get these decals which go on the walls and the numbers which go at the top of the boxes. They're all included in the SVG. Little bit of a close-up there. I do love it. I think it's quite nice. Nice gift. I mean, it's obviously, you'd give this on the 1st of December, wouldn't you? I might do a 12-day version that you could actually give on Christmas Day, but time is running out now. We're already on the 21st of November. I can't believe it. But yeah. There we are, another few close-ups. That's quite a nice shot. Right, we'll go into Design Space and I'll bring it in and we'll see how to cut it. I'm going to do it from scratch as I've started doing by request these days. So even though you can see it's in my library a few times, we'll go again. So, not there. Desktop. Tanglecrafts. Advents all types. Look how many advents I've got now. I've got so many built up over the years. Where is it? I forgot what it's called. Miniatures Advent. There's the SVG. Okay, so that's what it looks like when you bring it in. They fixed the glitch, so big files like mine are coming in at the right size now. Just looking at my piece of paper, it should be 77.56, and that's 1/100 of a centimetre out, so that will do. Okay, so it lands on your canvas already selected. First step is to ungroup it, and that lets you see the two groups within it. And in my SVGs, that top group is always where the lines that you need to convert to score live. You can see that the cut pieces in there, there are coloured pieces there, no coloured bits there. I know it's tiny, but you can still see it. So select that top group, go to your operations menu, click on basic cut, which is what they're set as at the moment. We can't make them come in any other way, and choose score from the drop down. And you can see that they've been converted now. And because there's more than one set, we've got 3 pieces with scores on, we need to ungroup them. Second step is just to click on that group below where all the cut pieces live and ungroup that. And so now everything on canvas is a separate piece, and we can attach the scores to individual pieces. Quickest way to do that, click on canvas somewhere near a piece, drag to enclose them both, the scores and the shape, and attach, which for me is at the bottom of the layers panel. I'm using the desktop version for PC. So that is a wall. This is an 8-sided box, and there are 2 wall sections there, so we need 4 pieces. I do say, if I just have a quick look at the instructions, which I'm on with at the moment, you get your usual diagram of what the SVG looks like, and I ask you to watch the video before you cut, just so that you know, if you don't speak English, so that you know how many to cut. But it does tell you, you cut 1 set of numbers, you cut 24 of the small boxes, you cut 13 of these support pillars, and you'll understand what they are when you get the instructions. You need 1 holes layer, you need 2 base pieces just for strength, You need 4 of these walls, and so on. You need 6 berries if you're using 2 greetings like I did, but you'll work that out, and you may use your own decorations anyway. So we've attached the scores to the walls, and now we need 4. So I'm going to go to duplicate up here, 2, 3, 4. So now I've got 4 wall sections there. 2 4s are 8. It's an 8-sided box. This is the base, and the instructions tell you to cut 2 of these. So duplicate that. I used the greeting twice. I put it at the front of the box, and then I put it absolutely opposite that front wall at the back of the box. You don't have to, but if you're going to, then you need to duplicate it. And if you want this berry pattern on all walls, you need to duplicate that as well. So I will duplicate that as if I'm, whoops-a-daisy, as if I'm making it how I made it. And I actually created, if I can just go back, you can see it there. I'll see if I can find one front on. There, I actually created a gold offset for my wording because the red on its own didn't seem to stand out quite well enough. It might have just been the light in my room, but it didn't look great. So I put a gold offset on it. I'm sure you all know how to do offsets by now. It's dead easy. Just select the thing, go to the offset menu, which is free, by the way. I don't subscribe to Cricut Access, so anything I show you in my videos is you can do it with the free version. I think I used about 1.5 millimeters, so 0.15 offset. Yeah, that looks good. And it wouldn't matter if you left it black, but I mean, we can make it the same gold as the other gold bits are going to be in. So, and then actually, yeah, it's worth showing you that. Because some of those cutouts are really tiny and they're going to be almost impossible to weed, you can select that and contour out some of those tiny bits if you want. You don't have to, but some of the bits that are really tiny, maybe that one. I mean, you could do them all if you wanted, but those 2 are a decent size, aren't they? And that might look nice left in. So you just go to contour, click on the bits, click on any bits you don't want, and they disappear. And of course, if you're doing it twice, you would need 2 of those as well. For the wall decorations, if I can see now, go back to the pictures again. If I've got one of the sides, can you see how I flipped the image so that when you look at a pair of walls, you've got like a mirror version of the little berries graphic there? So you would just copy and paste that or duplicate it. Is it going to show me it? Where's it gone? Duplicate it, that's quicker. And then obviously just flip it horizontally, and then you need 6 of those. So I'm duplicating that twice to get 6. You need 1 set of numbers. I would still select those and attach them. They'll go on the same sheet of vinyl as that lettering. Attach the scores to the little box, which you haven't done yet. Attach the scores to the little pillar, which you'll understand when you, in fact, I'll show you it. Because it's quite a big box, and if we don't support that center holes layer, as I call it, it will want to sag down. So we make these neat little columns, which are dead easy, super quick to make, and then you just stick them to the underside of the holes layer, and then when you drop it in, can you see them through the holes there? They glue to the top and the bottom, and they just stop the top layer from sagging at all, and it means the little boxes are held nice and firmly. What am I doing? I'm in design space. Right. Okay, so we need 13 of those. It tells you again in the instructions to cut 13. So we've got 1, we'll duplicate it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you've got your 13 pillars there. You can make more if you want to, but you only need 13. And I'm just going to zoom out a bit and move this. You need 24 little boxes. Obviously, it's going to be a big project, this. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we know that 4 6s are 24. So I'm just going to duplicate those 6 once more. and again, and again. 4 lots of 6, 24 little boxes. So because you've now set that up, that's a whole project and it's ready to go. I would save it now at this point. So up to save, call it what you want to call it. I'll call it what I called my file, miniatures, advent, calendar, and I usually say 24 just to remind myself how many spaces it's got. Okay, and now Design Space is doing this thing where this green line goes across the top forever and you can't hit make it. So I might just edit the video until I can sort that out. Right, so I had to quit Design Space and open it back up again and everything's fine now. This was happening to me earlier in the week. I switched to the beta version and it went away. I don't honestly know whether or not the issue is with Design Space. We've just had a new Wi-Fi modem installed, and I'm not sure if it could be that's not running properly. But anyway, for some reason, if I quit out of Design Space and then come back in, it fixes the problem. So we're exactly where we were before. We saved it, and now because that silly green band has stopped running along the top, I can click Make It. Obviously, I'm showing you it here where the boxes and the tray are cut out of the same colour. You might want to make things out of a different colour. It will all cut from 12 by 12 on the standard mat, and obviously the little boxes, they would cut from A4 if you wanted to use a different kind of paper for those. But if you use all the same colour, you're going to need 17 sheets of 12 by 12. So I think actually 12 by 12, you might be better off cutting these on A3 or tabloid if you can, but it just depends what card you've got. So we'll just keep talking about 12 by 12. 17 sheets of card if you're using 12 by 12. But as you can see on each mat, we waste a lot. So I actually cut mine out of A3 and you get 4 of these on an A3. It is a bit more economical. You still do waste bits, but I think it might have been more economical to use a long mat and a bigger piece of paper, but you can look at that when you come to do it. And I know a lot of you will be using A4 or letter anyway. Those are the red vinyl bits. So I always choose 12 by 12. And then when you're cutting a strip off the top of your vinyl roll, you're using a nice even piece and you're not cutting odd shapes out of your roll. With this one, yeah, there's quite a bit more in that one, isn't there? But this still will all fit on one standard mat. And if you want to be a bit frugal, you can turn those things around, can't you? Just click on each one and move them a bit closer together so you're not using quite as much paper. Maybe quite as much vinyl, should I say. But yeah, the whole project can be made on the standard mat. If you want to just maybe see if you can be a bit more economical with the cut, then you couldn't use tabloid. You could use A3. You could use A3, but not tabloid. Those pieces are way too big for tabloid. But if we go back to I'll just press cancel. If we go back to the canvas, I did set it up so that these would just fit on a 12 by 12. They are 29.2 centimeters wide. Now A3 is 29.7. So if you tried to cut this on A3 and choose A3 from your drop down, it wouldn't let you. You'd have to choose 12 by 24, I think. Let me just to experiment, I'm going to change the color of that, and now we'll hit make it. Just to show you what I would do. So we'll find that odd colored one. Right. So if we go to material size, as I said, it won't let you choose A3. So just choose the one closest to it. And you've got to use the long mat. Obviously, you can't get away from that. But you would put your A3 on your paper. We know this piece will cut from A3. All you need to do when you put your A3 paper on the mat is just put it a couple of millimeters away from that very first white line on your mat. So that you're using up some of that cutting margin and you'll have a bit more space over here on the right hand side. It will fit on anyway, but if you want to just be certain, that would be the way to do it. So I think I've shown you everything there. If you have any questions when you come to cut or assemble it, please don't hesitate to get in touch. I'm not sure if this one will catch on before this Christmas. It's just an idea I had the other day, and I think we might be a little bit too close to Christmas 2024 for it to catch on now. But if you do make it, and if you have any issues, get in touch, please. The way to do that is in the description below this video. And if you do want to make it this year and you just stumbled across this video, there's a link to purchase the SVG in the description as well. Don't forget, if you're purchasing 3 or more SVG files at one time from the Tanglecrafts Studio Etsy shop, the link is in the description, you can use the 30 for 3 discount code to get 30% off your total purchase. This offer runs all the time, but you need to use that code when you check out. And if you haven't already joined the Tanglecrafts Studio Facebook group, join now to get any special Etsy discount codes issued to group members and to take advantage of the free SVG files I give away in the group from time to time. The link to the group is in the description. I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.